Nicole at Home. I'm so excited about today's video because we are going to be talking about how to make homeschool fun, interesting, and engaging. So let's jump right in. Now, if your homeschool is basically teach, worksheet, then 9 times out of 10, your homeschool is probably boring. Another thing is, if your kids dread doing their work and they're constantly complaining and crying all throughout homeschool, then 9 times out of 10, your homeschool is too boring to them. And if you and your kids haven't laughed throughout homeschool, then your homeschool is probably boring. And if you're not excited about your curriculum, and if you're not excited about teaching, then guess what? That same lack of energy that you bring to homeschool will be put onto your kids, which equals to, you got it, boredom. So what can you do to spice things up? Well, the first thing is actually really simple, and many people actually overlook this, and that's bringing excitement to your homeschool. Now, I know you may be thinking, listen, I'm not that type of person. I'm not a bubbly person. I'm super laid back. I'm super chill. Well, guess what? That's me. I'm that way. I'm a very laid back person. I'm a very chill person. But when I go into teaching mode, if you put me in front of a class of children, guess what? I turn on a switch and I am all of a sudden the most bubbly person that you'll ever meet. I'm like, hey guys, welcome to class. Who's ready to learn today? You just gotta bring that energy. And even though that may not be your personality, you literally have to pull it out of somewhere. You gotta do what you gotta do and just turn that switch on and just be excited about teaching. And when you're excited, I can guarantee you that your kids are going to be so excited as well. And so you have to do it. You can do it. Be excited about teaching, and your kids will be excited about learning. So the second tip that I want to share with you is to use hands-on activities and demonstrations. Now, if you have a curriculum that already comes with activities and already come with games, then that is great. But if you have curriculums where they do not have any games or activities, you want to make sure to include some. And I would encourage you to include an activity or game every single week per subject. So every single subject, you should be doing some type of activity, some type of game with your kids once a week. So if you're teaching math and there's no activities with it, it's just a lesson and they're doing practice worksheets every day, take a Friday to just play a game, do an activity that reinforces that skill that they have been learning, and this will just make it a little bit more fun and engaging and interesting for them. So the third tip is using project-based learning, and guys, I am so passionate about project-based learning. This is like the next best thing, guys. It is so good because it teaches your kids so many skills for today's society, which is very knowledge-based and which is very technological. And these skills really prepares them for the real world. And so you may be wondering, what is project-based learning? Well, project-based learning is not a project that you do at the end of a lesson, but project-based learning is learning through a project. So the basis of project-based learning is solving a complex problem using a driving question that requires the kids to brainstorm and investigate and use deep inquiry into that real world problem. And the students learn through the project, which may last for several weeks, of course with the direction of you, the teacher. And you can integrate several subjects such as language arts, such as math, such as science and social studies. And the beautiful thing is that you can integrate 21st century skills, which includes problem solving, brainstorming, creativity, time management, communication, collaboration and teamwork if you have multiple children, and the use of technology. And this is a wonderful way to make your homeschool fun and engaging. And I don't want to make this video too long, so I definitely will be doing more videos on project-based learning, especially when school starts, so make sure you stay tuned. But just to give an example, here I have this book. It's called Project-Based Learning Made Simple by April Smith, and she has so many ideas, guys, on project-based learning. And I just want to share one of the examples that she have in this book is doing a study on animal habitat. And so basically the driving question is, how can we plan a suitable habitat for the zoo's newest animal addition? And so she goes through this process where you would take your child to the zoo, they would look at the different animals and study their different, and pay attention to their different habitats. And then when they get back home, you just kind of go over and discuss the different habitats of a few animals, and the kids, they go and do research on what habitat is best for which animal and why different habitats are so important. And they can even come back and share the things that they research. And then she has it where you can bring in a zookeeper or a biologist who can come and share more information on habitat. And then after the kids have a good understanding of what the importance of habitats, then she introduced the driving question. And after she introduces the driving question, then they get to work and they start planning, and they get into an in-depth inquiry on what would be necessary in order to build a suitable habitat for their chosen animal. And so their end product would include a written plan, it will include a habitat design, and they will also use media to convince the zookeeper why their habitat should be chosen to be added to their zoo. And so as you can see, this one lesson can last several weeks, and I can guarantee you that by the end of that project, those kids will have a very, very, very clear understanding of what an animal habitat is, and they would have developed so many skills by the end of the project as well. So let's move on into our fourth tip on how to make homeschool fun, and that is unit studies. Unit studies is also another thing that I love to do, and basically it is studying a topic using all subjects. And so if you were studying animals, or if you were studying trees or plants, you would integrate math, you would integrate language arts and science and even social studies as well to learn this one topic. And now I like to use literature-based unit studies, and basically that is studying a book using all subjects. So we may read one chapter book, and throughout the duration of us reading that chapter book, we would do different activities. We may do language arts activities, we'll do some math activities, we'll do some science activities, but it is all related to that one book. So just to bring it all together, what I like to do is, again, do an activity per subject every single week, and then I like to do a unit study in the beginning of the year, and then in the middle of the year, I'll do my project-based learning, and that may last several weeks. And then at the end of the semester, I'll do another unit study. And then I'll do the same thing the second semester. And so these are just little ways that you can make your homeschool fun and interesting and engaging. And so again, guys, let's make sure that we are doing everything we can to make sure that our children love learning. We do not want them to be bored. We want to make sure that we are providing a homeschool that is exciting for them, that is engaging for them, and that's fun. That does not mean that we're going to be having a party every single day. That does not mean you got to be over the top, but at least try to do a little extra every single day to make sure that your children are enjoying homeschool. And if this video was helpful to you, please make sure to help this channel out by giving it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe and share. And I will see you guys next week.